Okay, so
Your
let me give you a
anecdotal, I
narrative.
don't want to hear it on this one.
Can I give you a
Don't want to
narrative?
hear it. I don't want to hear it. We've heard this shit too much. Shut it up, please. We've heard women like you tell this bullshit propaganda lie too much. That's what's confusing these young girls. This is the problem. I tell you not to listen to women her age and older because they're the ones warping you, not men. You still want to say, do you have better data, ma'am?
Yeah, you make sense, but you don't get the if
Do
and
you
as
have
well.
better data?
Hey, what's going on, good people? This is Tori with Dating Right, back at you once again with another reaction video. And in this particular video, we're going to be checking out a Kevin Samuels live that he did the other day, where a 37-year-old woman came on and there was some younger women in the room. And let's just say I don't think she necessarily agreed with the advice or I don't know where the direction he was going with the young women, letting them know or trying to get to the bottom of some answers she did. So we're definitely going to check this out, but I think it's definitely going to be helpful for the younger women to take notice of how you can't always take advice from older women, because some of these women are truly your competition. They're the ones out there competing for the same man, yes, the same younger man sometimes too, as you are. So we definitely going to break that down and get into this video. But before I do, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you like and drop a comment down below. And I'm not going to waste your time anymore. Let's get right into the video.
You guys can grow into a vision together is
Why can't
to
you ask
be
your mom?
well, because I felt like he married her, so
So if you wanted to learn how to cook and your mom was a cook, you'd ask your dad because he ate the food?
well, I mean,
Think about the logic. If you want to learn how to cook and your mom was a cook, you'd ask your dad because he ate the food.
right.
See, the fact that you ladies can't even go to your mothers is a problem.
I
You
did.
shouldn't
I
have to
asked
go.
my
You
mom.
shouldn't have to go to your mothers. The women of the village are supposed to teach the girls how to be wise, how to work with the men. But y'all don't have the relationship to where you can go to your mother or feel like you can get there from, hey, how are you? You just showed up. Your name is what, Jess?
Yep.
How
No,
old
I
are you?
get it. I get everything you're saying because
How old are you?
I'm traditional like you,
How old are
but
you? How
you
old are
know,
you?
pardon me?
How old are you?
Me, I'm 37.
All right. So you were saying you agree with the things I'm saying?
No, I agree with a lot of what you're saying, but I get what the girls are saying too, because it's like you wouldn't tell your daughter that advice that, you know what I
I'm listening.
mean? Like you wouldn't tell your daughter like, hey, put up with this shit. He got money or whatever, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like you
I
wouldn't
have
tell
a
your
daughter.
daughter.
Don't tell me what I would not tell my daughter. I
So
absolutely
you're
do.
gonna tell your daughter like, put up with this
I tell
bullshit.
my daughter watches my content.
She obviously don't watch him a lot like she claims she do, because he talk about his daughter often. The fact that his daughter, she watches. He tell his daughter to watch the show. Just like me. I tell my, I don't have a daughter, but I tell my sisters or females that I know who are dealing with relationship issues, I tell them to go watch Kevin Samuels. Don't freaking listen to, don't call your girlfriends, don't talk to women about your dating life.
But you know what? Like, cause my
Put up with
mom.
it. Hold on, stop right here. Why is it always put up with his shit? We put up with your shit.
What?
Women today are out of order.
Do you know what action
I do
reaction
agree with
means?
him on that part, though. I do agree. Women are
Out of order. Look
where
at
No,
her.
no, you're
She's
right. You're
already,
right.
he needs
instead
some
of
critiquing.
me ask, instead of you asking me a question, you're immediately going to go to tell me why I'm wrong.
No, but listen. Like,
Okay,
listen.
before we get there, are you married?
Me, no, but I've been in like the same relationship for
You have any
since I was
children?
19 till
Any
now.
children?
Yes,
Any
two.
children? And you came in saying you're a traditional woman.
I would say so because like this doesn't mean anything to anybody else, but Like out of my whole family, I was the only one to have kids out of wedlock, and you know what I
Why
mean.
didn't you get married?
And date outside of my race as
Why
well.
didn't you get?
You guys see what I'm saying? The way she just came in. Okay, check this out. She's not married. She's been with the same guy since she was 19 years old. I think she was saying, or they've been together for 19 years. They have 2 kids, and apparently her family. She's the only one in her family that did not, had kids out of wedlock. Like she's the black sheep of the family, but she's a traditional woman. And I guess she's saying that because her family is traditional, but she's not. This is falling off track for her already. And I think she said something about she was the only one to date outside of her race. Okay, so she's with a black man.
Not married, but
Why didn't you get married? Why
or
didn't you get
engaged,
married?
but not
Why
married.
didn't you get married?
Because people be acting out. Because we're busy fighting, then planning a wedding.
How many kids do you have?
Who, me or him?
You.
Oh, us 2 together too.
Lord have mercy. She just said how many kids he have. How many kids he have or me. So yeah, I hate to say it, but she with a black man.
So remember what I said about women complaining about men's behavior, but then you decide to make babies before you become a wife?
Right. That's
Problem
true.
solved. Become a wife first.
No, I get it, but life happens, and when you're in love and
This
in
is
the
exactly
moment,
what you said,
you do
27, right?
things.
27, isn't that what you just said 30
Right?
minutes ago? Life happens. Life doesn't happen, grown 37-year-old.
So,
Life
okay,
doesn't just happen, man.
you're right, but not
It doesn't
everyone
just
is
happen.
strong-headed like you. Like, fuck this bitch. I don't want to have kids with her, but I made her
Well,
pregnant.
no. The problem, this is why I don't tend to deal with women over 35. It's because you guys know all the mistakes, but instead of humbling yourself and saying something different to the younger women, y'all double down to validate your lies.
No, I get what you're saying. Because you know
What do
what
you
my
mean
mom
life? But
taught
I do
me
want to know when
that
you say
I wish
things
I
happen.
listened.
What do you mean? What do you mean things happen? What do you mean things happen? Life happens.
No, life happens. Like, let's just say you go to a bar or you meet someone beautiful and you guys vibe and had a great time. Like, let's not act like accidents don't happen. And this is not my situation at all, but
What do you mean
you got
accident? So you mean
pregnant or
sex?
whatever, and you
You
really
mean
like her.
sex? You mean sex?
Yes,
It's called a condom.
you already know.
I meet a stranger and I'm gonna put my
You already
precious
know. No,
dick,
no,
I'm
no.
gonna put my precious
In the
dick
heat of the
inside of
moment.
your suspect vagina without a condom. My precious dick, my precious seed, I protect it.
Okay, but that's your mind.
Like you should protect your precious womb.
You're right though, but
Then there is no accident, man.
That's true, because you're a responsible individual that thinks
No,
ahead.
because I'm a
And you're
grown
probably
up.
not high.
Because I'm a grown up, and I don't want HIV/AIDS. I don't want any other things to come along with that, or children.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm tired of hearing grown women talk about accidents happen. You know how many steps it has to take from meeting somebody to having sex? There are thousands of steps in between.
I get what you're saying, but
Oh, the good old famous line. Life happens, stuff happens. Hey, I was young, I was dumb. He lied to me. He left me. My family, we don't believe in abortions. We don't believe in this and that. It's like, and that's fine. But I feel like, and I've met these type of women. There are women out there. I got to speak on the real women out there. There are women out there who take true responsibility for their kids or their so-called mistakes. I don't look at kids as a mistake. People purposely have kids. Now we got some cases where things can happen. I know one lady, she didn't know she was pregnant until 6 months in. She was that little. She didn't show. Now that's a whole nother instance. But today we have Plan B. We have birth control. We have condoms. Most importantly, we have condoms. We have several measures that can be taken, but why get in these situations with men and he didn't put a ring on your finger first? Even with a sneaky link, you gotta know that there's gonna be consequences to your actions, and that's fine. But basically, it's sad to see that this woman is still in her. This woman is almost 40 and still copping out to hey, life happens.
So how did the
Like
accident
for
happen?
example,
So
Sierra,
how did it happen the second time?
she has a beautiful
So how did it
relationship with
happen?
family,
So
right?
how does that? So when people
But
say
she had a
accidents happen,
baby
how does
out
it
of
happen the
wedlock or
second time?
whatever.
You talking through me? How does it happen the second time?
What do you mean?
There's one kid and there's two.
Cause you be holding on and having fun, and you're like, and women, we like to like make our man happy, and when you get pregnant again, you're like, fuck.
I don't have a problem with you making your husband happy,
But I'm not gonna
but he's
lie,
not your
like
husband.
if you
He's
love
not your
somebody,
husband,
you're
and
gonna do the same
no
thing.
matter what, ma'am, no matter what, women like yourself who are unmarried still don't have that security that the married version of yourself would have, and there's no way to make it be more secure. When DMX died, his baby mama of years was left out in the cold. Y'all
Right.
know better, but modern women today are rebelling against what it is that's always protected you. Structure.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but not everyone is as strong minded as you to like play out the part as it should be as a mother looking at my daughter or whatever. You get what I'm saying or no?
No, I don't.
You should though,
I think
because
people
not
today
everyone
are.
was
I think
raised
today.
and not everyone is
I
smart
look at
enough
people
to
today,
know
including myself,
to
and
do
say how
that.
weak. Excuse me. I look at people today, and myself included, and say how fucking weak we are. The previous generation
You're right.
survived World War II, the Vietnam War, polio, smallpox, the influenza, they Great Depression, the Dust Bowl. They had real fucking problems.
It's true,
Real
but
problems.
we ain't in that era though.
No, we're not. Today, we allow women to just do what you're doing. I want you to understand, this is why you young ladies don't get the information, because women in her age group are still, you understand, and it's instead of saying, you know what, young ladies, if I were your age, I would not have done this because I've learned this. But they're still trying to, because they're still out here. And all I'm doing is I'm talking to 24, 21, 27, 37, and I'm talking to all unmarried women. 70
Right.
years ago, you
Because I'm
all
telling
would
you,
have
no,
been
because
married.
there's a lot of single thirsty women out here these days. Like it's 7-1 these days. Like
But you
7-1.
got one man with two babies and no ring. Why not why
I have
not
a
finish
ring,
the,
but we just didn't get married.
okay,
But
but why not, okay, I'm saying, why not finish the family and get out and get on down the line?
you know why?
I don't,
Because men, they do things and action reaction. You understand what I mean?
yeah, what I want you to hear is
So you want me to just like
what I
keep
want you
quiet
to
in the corner?
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
Like,
You donkey
keep
can't.
shitting on me.
Action, no, I'm talking. I'm talking right now. Action, reaction leaves
Right.
you with no accountability. Meaning all you have is to react.
Okay, so what if I'm a perfect wife
You're a
and
grown
she's
mother
shitting
of
on me,
two.
so it's cool?
You're a grown mother of two. You have the ability to be accountable and make your own actions.
That's true.
Ladies, and this is what I want to tell you. This is where this single, independent mindset, it teaches you how not to couple or pick men who give you action, reaction. Man, you're an attractive woman. You had plenty of suitable men. Why'd you pick one that has action, reaction? Why didn't you pick the boring guy?
I mean, he's not boring. He's almost too
I said,
exciting.
why didn't you? Why didn't you pick the guy who wanted to do the traditional thing like you said you were raised?
Because life doesn't happen that way. It's not a movie.
You see
You
why I
understand?
say, so 21 and 27, do you see why I say it's not the men, it's the women? This is the
Yes.
women that are older and they're supposed to
Okay.
be teaching you, but they're still acting like they're your age.
Yeah.
If I blank this screen out and digitally transform the voices, they would think you were all about the same age.
This is pretty sad, guys. And the reason why I say that is because I know I started this live pretty late. Like, you guys only seeing the ending part, but the beginning part, you see the young lady up top. She was pretty smart. You know, she called in being respectful. She was really calling in to Mr. Samuel's show, you know, looking for help and actually had questions. You know, she were looking for guidance. The younger lady down below, beneath Mr. Samuel's, him and her kind of got in a little riff because you know, she was just being a little bit rude and disrespectful, you know, showing her nails. She was, the fact that she was just laying down in bed, you know, you got thousands of people online watching this and she's laying down in bed like nothing. But to see these two young ladies sitting here looking, I think they're realizing that if they don't get it together, they're gonna end up like this lady one day. And this lady right here, she's talking like she's 18 years old and she's almost 40. But I'm glad that I see this because I think the two younger ladies here, the 27-year-old and the 21-year-old, they're really looking at this lady like, oh my God, I don't want to end up like this. Like, this is tragic.
And I'm not saying that to insult. I'm just saying there's supposed to be a difference between 21 and 37.
Right.
But there's not.
Because, like, the things that you say, I really wish, like, some of the things you say, some of the shit I'd be like, calm down. But, but I'm like, I wish someone told me that when I was young, so I would know better to do.
See, that's why I'm listening now.
You know what I mean?
You know what I want,
like,
and nobody
like,
told me.
Even though you may not agree with him, like it is what it is, and it's keeping it real.
Here's what I want. Because no one told me these things either, else I wouldn't be divorced twice. But here's what I want. I want women in your position to go tell the younger women, so they don't have to worry about me and my tone and my delivery. You guys are supposed to be telling them this, not me. Because with me, they got to worry about the tone and this and that versus just get the right information.
But they listen more because you're a man too. And you're not bad to look at.
So, but can I ask you a question? So, who is going to tell the men not to cheat on us?
Well, sweetheart, I have bad news for you. Women and men cheat roughly at the same rates. As a matter of fact, younger women cheat at exponentially higher rates, and this has been documented. Google it yourself. Let me go ahead and pull it up for you. See, this is all bullshit that y'all believe.
Because that's my problem. I'm not going to stay with somebody that keeps cheating on me.
But you
right, like, you can only get shitted on.
But you asked the question. Come on now. But men and women cheat at the same rates. Who's cheating on who? We're both cheating on each other.
Well, he keeps getting caught, so...
To me, I just have a problem, like y'all said, I feel like no man should cheat at all, but it's the ones that don't have nothing that's doing all the disrespect and the cheating, and they don't have
28 to 24%. Men cheated at 28% rate, women cheated at 24% rate. But here's the funny thing. Women talk about cheating like it's 9 to 1.
When women cheat, we cheat with emotions. When men cheat, it just be like, fuck.
No, you cheat with your vagina too.
No, but when women
it doesn't
cheat,
matter.
we cheat with our emotions.
But do men and women talk about cheating? Do men talk about a fear of cheating like women do?
So can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
You want us to marry?
First, do men talk about? Yeah, but what if she cheats like women talk about that?
No, they don't.
But and if it's almost the same, what's the difference? Y'all are being told that something happens that it doesn't. Y'all women cheat at almost higher rates now.
So do you want us to marry?
Like,
do you want all three of us to marry cheaters? Or that's what you're saying? If he cheating on us, do you want us to marry them still?
Poor thing. See, this is what I mean. Y'all listen. Yeah, all three of you guys, maybe the 21. This is why I don't want you watching that stuff. That why did I get married? Because at a certain point, your mind becomes so warped by this propaganda. All you can see is relationships in negative terms. Worried about shit that ain't happening in global, in mass. 8 out of 10 children in the Black community are born to single mothers. 1 out of 4 black women will get married. That's one. But that one woman, the marriage tends to last 5 years. And if that marriage gets divorced at the 75% rate, 8 out of 10 times it's you walking away with the kids. So who should really be concerned about relationships and marriage? According to the numbers, men should be the ones.
I get what you're saying.
No, absolutely not.
No, I get what
According
you're
to the
saying.
I don't want. This is not a time to. This is not a time to combat. There's nothing you can say that's going to overcome this. Stop.
I'm like,
Stop. There's nothing you're going to say that's going to overcome this. You guys talk about relationships as in negative terms, and you guys are the ones that wreck stuff by the numbers.
I beg to differ.
Ma'am, unless you got better, I don't want, ma'am, before you say something, ma'am, unless you're coming with facts, data, statistics, I don't want to hear it on this.
Okay, but listen.
Unless you're coming with facts, data,
statistics,
I don't want to hear it on this.
Okay, so
your
let me give you a narrative.
I don't want to hear it on this one.
Can I give you a narrative?
Don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. We've heard this shit too much. Shut it up, please. We've heard women like you tell this bullshit propaganda lie too much. That's what's confusing these young girls. This is the problem. I tell you not to listen to women her age and older because they're the ones warping you, not men. You still want to say, do you have better data, ma'am?
Yeah, you make sense, but you don't get the if.
Do you have better data?
Older women are not gonna give these younger women any advice. If any advice they're gonna give them is to, don't deal with men, don't put up with their crap, just leave them, just so they can remove their competition out of the way. These younger women need to realize that the older women, they're their competition, and also the older women know that the younger women are their competition, and they hate it. They can't stand it. So don't ever take advice from an older woman. Now look, you got to be able to have some type of discernment about yourself and be able to judge. If you got an auntie or a grandmother that's dropping game on you, that's different. You know what I mean? But a woman just randomly giving you some type of advice, you got to be able to read if it's toxic, if it's coming from a good place. But at the same time, don't let nobody convince you to walk out or leave your marriage. And no, don't let these older women convince you to destroy your own home. Don't do it, because they're gonna be with your man next. They want him. It might be a year or two, and they end up you looking around, that older woman got your man. Let me get out.
I don't have no data.
Then if you don't have better data, why are you still talking about this issue?
Psychology.
If you don't have better data, why are you trying to make a different point?
Because not everyone's story is the same.
I don't give a shit.
You don't give a shit, but they're living their life.
All right, I've told you. We're not doing this.
You know what I mean?
This is the problem. Young ladies, I want you to understand. These older women are so concerned with you feeling their pain, with you understanding that accidents happen. It's not always this way, that they're not teaching you. See, she knows what she's doing, but she wants to tell you her story so much. And then you guys get caught in between, and there are not enough men who can speak. You hear more women like her talking than men like me. This is your problem right here. Women who say they know better, but they still want to tell you, now that's all not all the same. And we need to figure out every snowflake. Man, do you look at these women's faces when you're talking? They're looking at you the same way. You're not getting it.
No, I know what you mean, but you know what I mean. I know what you mean, but I don't know if you know what I mean.
This is the problem in modern relationships. The older cousins, the aunties, the women who have made the mistakes aren't humble enough to remove themselves from the story. Whatever happened, happened. Tell these young women what they should do. How about that? I'm gonna step back. I'm gonna step back. You tell them what they should do.
I don't know what I should do because I don't have my stuff together, but I will be honest and say that my mom, she's amazing and smart.
No, ma'am. I only ask you one thing: to tell these young women what they should do.
To live their life, to be happy.
Tell them how to do that.
Pardon me?
Tell them how to do that.
By just living off what you feel. I would like to say, but really not.
Well, the first thing she said is, "I can't tell you how to do that." But yet
I really can.
she's still trying to overtalk me and still wanting to be heard. And then when I let you talk, she's got nothing for you. Just go on how you feel,
I
man.
don't.
That's what got you where you are. That's
Yeah.
what got me where I am. That's what I mean. This is the problem, young ladies. I want you guys to see this is not necessarily a black thing. This is the modern woman thing.
Mm-hmm.
You got two young women who are trying to learn, and you should be able to tell them something different. So this is why I say all you got is me. So you got to put up with my tone because at least I'm trying to tell you something. I come with facts, data, statistics. I don't come with this bullshit that most women are coming with. Well, shit just happens. Live life. At least I give you something that you can research to think about. The women failed you guys, not the men.
The woman failed us and
The,
not the men.
you women failed these young women. Yes. I'll ask you again. Tell these women who are 10 to 17, 10 to 16 years younger than you what they should do to get a different outcome than you.
I would say just think before you speak, because I really don't sometimes. And do what makes you happy because this is only one life. And that's all I got to say because, and like I was saying before, that my mom taught me, and I never listened or thought about it till it panned out in my life. She was like you need to like pick your battles. You know what I mean? Like, you know how when people get you mad and get you upset, and if you nitpick and bitch and complain about every single thing, like you're just gonna fuck shit up. You know what I mean? Like mess stuff up. You know what I mean? And she was like, sometimes, like you ain't going nowhere, and you love this man and whatever. Like you need to calm down and relax and not mess it up because you're not going anywhere because you love him and you're not going anywhere. But I'm not saying like, hey, like disrespect me, but she was saying that to me and I never understood it till I got a little older.
So
You
21. So 21. Did that help you in any way?
pardon me? I couldn't hear you.
I think what she's saying is just try not. A lot of women are impulsive, and I feel like she's saying to not be so impulsive.
But I'm gonna stop the video right there. You guys definitely need to go follow him on his Instagram, and you can be able to see that whole video. But definitely go check that video out when you get a chance. I think there was a lot of substance there of a lot of women can avoid certain situations. I'm gonna shut the video down right there. I'll see you guys in the next video.